What is up, everybody? My name is Grant, here with, I think, the fifth YouTube video. And start off with a Null Priest of Oblivion. I think that's a decent start to any draft. And then follow it up with an Intended Healer, which I think is one of the best cards for a life gain deck. So I'll grab that over Scion of the Swarm. I think if I'm playing Scion of the Swarm, it wants to be in a life gain deck. Like, it's maybe kind of fine in black-green, but pretty much just life gain. And Tended Healer is just way, way better than it. So that works out well. Follow that up with a Core Celebrant. So got a pretty darn nice start here. This is something that I'd be very happy about in any life gain deck. So I guess Clerics is fine as well. So take this Core Celebrant, and that's just like a sweet, sweet start. Like, Null Priest is just a good card. Core Celebrant, it's a good card that works well with this deck. And Core Celebrant, obviously, is what essentially makes it tick. So, yeah, let's do that. It's excellent. Alright, I will just go ahead and take the Malakir Blood Priest. It's fine. It's one life gain trigger. It's also a Cleric, so that's semi-relevant. And, yeah, this is, nothing else in this pack is even semi-interesting. Like, Kitesail Cleric isn't really a card I want in a Cleric's deck. So yeah, let's just go with that, and then let's take Thwart the Grave here. That's awesome. Pick 5 Thwart is just something I'm stoked about. Like, that's a card I'm happy with taking pick 1, and getting a pick 5 is just perfect. I think I'll go with Expedition Skulker over Dreadworm here. Neither card is terribly likely to make the deck, but I could be like Blue-Black Rogues or something like that. Not a super good chance, but there is a chance nonetheless. I'll take Skyclave Plunder to go with that Skulker. Just nothing in here in black or white. That's interesting to me. Take an Expedition Healer. That's fine. Not great, but fine. Does a nice job of, like, kind of holding the ground against some of the aggressive decks of just, like, getting a chip away if they ever try to get too crazy, getting a chip away for some life, and has Vigilance as well, so can block on the back crack. That's a crazy late Shadow Stinger, so I'll just add it to the pile of rogues here. But this is kind of getting interesting in the sense that, like, if my next pack if I opened like the Blue-Black Rogue or a Core Celebrant, it would make it a very difficult pick. But Marauding Blight Priest making it back around, I think, helps solidify me a little more into black-white life game. Like, that pack, that was pick 10. So that pack did have the Scion in it, but, like, I think that's a card that I am happy to pick to take a shot that, like, black-white life game is open. And so I don't necessarily think that's, like, the worst thing in the world or anything, somebody taking that just to take a chance at it. So let's go Skitter Sneak here. But I do have an awful lot of cards that, like, I really don't want in black-white life gain, but they were just kind of empty packs. So hopefully this does come together, but I'm a little nervous. Drawing a Silencer just doesn't really fit in either of these. I guess it can, like, fit a little bit into black-white life gain, so let's go ahead and do that. The reason it fits better into life gain than to rogues is because, like, rogues, it's just -1/-1, which isn't any good. In Clerics, it's at least -2/-2, which can be relevant against some, like, Warriors decks and stuff. But obviously, it's best against those decks when it's, like, -3/-3, and you can kill a lot of 3-power Warriors that those decks have. All right. So yeah, this is like, I have right here a solid amount of cards that I'm happy about in life gain. I get an easy pick here and just taking the money in Omnath, and that's actually pretty nice because there are no cards in this pack that I'm particularly interested in life gain. So instead I get a rare that works out fairly well for us. So that's nice. I think I'm going to take this Blood Priest over Demon's Disciple. I think I like the trigger more so than each player sacrificing, because one of the primo, or like not primo, but fine removal spells that I can get is the pacifism effect, the 3-mana pacifism effect. And Demon's Disciple just works so poorly with that I would really, really prefer to not have to play those two in the same deck. So let's take that Blood Priest and then just an easy Relic Vial right here. This is the card. This is like, it's this and Core Celebrant essentially that make life gain tick. And I think Relic Vial is possibly just better than Core Celebrant. It's definitely just different than Core Celebrant, I guess. But if you have an Attended Healer out, I think you'd rather have a Relic Vial than a Core Celebrant. You just keep sacking the cats and gaining a life from those triggers and getting extra cats, and it's so good. So that's nice. I'm gonna go with a Vanquish the Weak, get a nice little removal spell in here. These cards are moving further and further away. I pretty much have 10 good cards for Clerics right here, and that's something I'm fine with. Not jonesing too bad to move into Rogues. Also, I don't think I've drafted in a week. So it feels nice to get a little draft in here and to have a pretty neat little deck coming together as well. I'm liking what we've got going on so far. So not a stellar pack here. I think I'm just gonna go with Spare Supplies over Farsight Adept. I think I'd rather take the 2 cards. I guess I have the Blood Priests. You know, maybe I do go with Farsight Adept. Having the extra creature types for Blood Priest is it's not nothing. It's not like the greatest thing in the world to get 1 more point of drain. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with the extra card from the Spare Supplies. I think that's fine. And nice. I like Core Celebrant. That's just super, super good. This is actually kind of close between this Malakir Blood Priest and Skyclave Shadowcat. While I don't really have any counter synergies, the sacrifice effect to go with a bunch of crummy creatures is actually pretty nice. I think I'm gonna stick with Blood Priest here. Yeah, that is kind of a tough one, though, and a nice another Core Celebrant. That's just ridiculous. And it's nice because whoever took the Scion is likely not in Black-White Life Gain, which means that I've got this deck pretty open right now. So let's take all of this out. And yeah, I have 1 more pack to try to piece together 23 cards, and I think I will go with Kitesail Cleric now. Having the triple Core Celebrant does make Kitesail Cleric a little bit better, of just having it be nearly a guaranteed trigger later in the game, and maybe push some damage through, or else just pick away early on. I have Relic Vial. It can be sacked to that at some point. So I have a lot of good interaction with that Kitesail Cleric, I think, where it's a card that I'm not super stoked about having in the deck, but I am fine with having in the deck. And if I don't get enough playable cards, like it's definitely a card that I'm just like, okay, Kitesail Cleric's fine. Sure, I will take the foil. Yeah, Smite the Monstrous. Actually, a card that like has a chance to get boarded in. Like it has a pretty decent chance to get boarded in. Honestly, I only have one removal spell right now, so it's a card that I wouldn't be upset about boarding in. And I'll take a Nahiri's Binding here. Bunch of good red cards: Rebuke, Songmad, Shatterskull, Royal Mage. I wouldn't mind getting the Ghastly Gloomhunter, but I'm gonna go ahead and go with the removal spell here. I have, like with the Triple Core Celebrant, Attended Healer, that kind of stuff. I have a decent long game. I just need to make sure to survive to that point. So take this Deadly Alliance. A couple packs with like not the clerics I'm hoping for, but I guess I can't get too greedy. I'll take the Skyclave Relic. You know, maybe I'll just like throw in Omnath. Play Skyclave Relic. Skydancer's fine. Not great, but I do have triple Malakir Blood Priest, so getting a card that can chip away for a little bit, maybe get a couple extra damage with Blood Priest, and obviously I have like Relic Vial and stuff for use when it's no longer effective. But this has been a pretty weak pack for me just overall so far. I guess like picking up removal isn't like terrible or anything, but like this pack hasn't helped me out in the old cleric category. And I guess I'll go with Prowling Felidar. It's a fine card for a deck that can be dragged to the long game, although I'm not sure that it's not just Seagate Colossus. It's most likely going to be 6 mana. I think I'll just go with Felidar. Taking Angel Heart Protector. But yeah, like as far as clerics go, this pack really didn't do anything for me. A couple pieces of removal though, so I can't complain too much about that, as well as picking up the Omnath for a little money last pack. It's just, draft's already paid for itself, now let's just win it. Relic Amulet, I guess I'll just throw in the sideboard. I'm not like ever gonna bring in this Oblivion's Hunger. And I'm jumping right into the draft after this, so I don't want to give somebody else a card that can be too good against me. So I'm probably just going to be playing everything that's here right now. Seagate Banneret will make the deck, and that's fine because I have 2 modal lands. So this didn't quite come together here. I needed one more life gain payoff, I think, for this deck to really have hit home. And while I did get a Relic Vial and an Attended Healer, I think I'm going to have a hard time winning if I don't see those cards. And that's a bit of a bummer because obviously that's 2 cards that I just named. Late Bug Catchers, which is just wild. I think I'm going to take this Pressure Point. Like, if I play against a Landfall deck, I'm fine with bringing those in. But yeah, it's a bit of a bummer. I wish this had. I wish we had seen or been able to pick up at least one more life gain payoff. But let's just go ahead and hit Relic Vial, Attended Healer every game here, and we shouldn't have any problems. Add basic lands. 8 and 8 sounds fine. 9 and 9. Excellent. 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 So I have what? A Vanquish, a Binding, and Deadly Alliance. No big creatures to push through with Angel Heart Protectors, except for kind of a Prowling Felidar. I could see myself casting this Kitesail Cleric on turn 1 a lot of the time, and then just like chipping away with it and just trying to kind of peck my opponent to death instead of actually... well, I guess that's kind of the entire point of this deck. Like, I have a Marauding Blight Priest, a couple Malakir Blood Priest, like nothing with any significant amount of power. So I guess this deck is just like entirely based on pecking my opponent to death. No real big swings with this one, I don't think. Relic Vial, 1 damage at a time. Let's go ahead and fire it up. Keep. Alrighty, well this is a fine hand. I get to go like Expedition Healer into maybe Vanquish to clear out some space for my creature. To peck. Okie doke. Let's play. All right. I know they don't have anything to do right now. It's not possible in this format. Alright, sweet. Well, I get to go healer. And it's possible next turn I can... Ooh. You know what? I think I'm actually just going to cast a Kitesail Cleric. Cast Malakir Blood Priest. Is this getting countered possibly? No. Alright, sweet. Well, this is putting some pressure on my opponent quick here. I get a Vanquish if they have a creature 3 power or less next turn. Play a land and Palaka Predation. Sure. All right, well, I guess I just take Field Research. They have an anti-cognition, so they cast Cascade Seer, and then I get to Vanquish the weak that. So go land, Cascade Seer, Scry. Scry's top. Land, Vanquish. Got a dog, so I get some hair in my mouth every once in a while, and it doesn't go super smoothly. Oh, that's really good. I guess it's just good, not really good, but just good's good enough. Okay, so I think I will. Just kick this right now. My opponent has an anti-cognition in hand. So let's just kick this right now, get that back, swing it with Kitesail Cleric. Hopefully no Royal Eruption or anything. I know 2 of the 3 cards in my opponent's hand. I think they kind of got a cast Seagate Stormcaller here, though. Just as a blocker. Well, yep, I I had to cast it just as a blocker, and they had to cast it just as a blocker. It turns out they had a hell of a better turn than that. So let's go Prowling Felidar. Then we can crack Spare Supplies. Sky Dancer, okay. Okay, pitches anti-cognition. Got a squid. Sure. I don't think that's a good attack unless they drew the... Unless they drew the -2, -0. So let's just go ahead and swing. Yeah, like, I'll take this trade. Like, that's pretty much it that they can attack with Myriad Construct now. Like, sure. Okay. Dad trying to call right there. All right. Well, yeah, I think my opponent was getting too aggressive with that Myriad Construct. I get it that this deck can kind of just like win games by... it can just kind of win games by, you know, like maybe my opponent's thinking that they're never going to be the aggressor if they don't start turning the corner. But like when I'm at like 29 life, my opponent's like, okay, let me do this so then I can crack back, swing with my 2 creatures. And yeah, I guess maybe they were winning that race if I literally drew nothing. But it doesn't seem that great for them. So yeah, I ended up pulling that one out just fine. And yeah, hopefully this will go all right. So I'll just open on Palaka Predation here. This is a solid hand. I get to go like Expedition Healer into Angel Heart Protector if they have a creature to block it, which appears they will. Okay. That just means I get to gain a little... I guess I just Core Celebrant. Since it's just, you know, I'm going to gain a little life from it. Yeah, sure. Sweet. So Celebrant. Get in, gain some more life. Oh. Sure. So next turn I can Angel Heart Protector, hit with it again. Scries 1 bottom, 1 top. This is actually interesting. I think I will just Core Celebrant here. Ooh. Well, that's interesting. I mean, very annoying, but at least interesting. This is fucking ridiculous. Yeah, Royal Eruption, killing Felidar, Expedition Healer. Sure. Opponent still can't get in, though. So that's fine. So let's go ahead and do this, and let's just thwart these back right now, I think. So let's undo, thwart here and here. Okay, so opponent gets to stop me from gaining the life, but the point is that I want to put some pressure on my opponent here, and I can start doing that with Felidar if I just hit a land. So opponent gets to scry 2 again, 2 on bottom. Okay, so I gotta go land. Kite Sail Cleric. I can do this. Tap down 3/3 and 3/3. Okay. and swing team here, I believe. That's what I want to do. Yep, so opponent takes 4. Merrier, Blood Priest, they take another damage here. Okay, and then they ping themselves with Roiling Vortex. So that's kind of what I'm most interested in, is the Roiling Vortex, just pinging my opponent every turn there, and also being able to like chip in with Kitesail Cleric. I would have been able to hit with Prowling Felidar that turn. Relic Vial would have made the game very easy to win. So yeah, that was nice. So another just solid hand here. I'm happy about this one. And I don't know, maybe the deck's better than I gave it credit for, but I'm not convinced of that yet. I'm going to go ahead and play the swamp just in case I just keep hitting lands here. Like most likely this Pelakra Predation just gets cast as or just gets played as a land. But if I go like land or something, if I just like draw land on my next 3 draws, Expedition Healer first here, then I'm happy to have had done that. Sure. So let's go ahead and go land here, run out Core Celebrant, gain a life, gain 2 from this Expedition Healer. I think I'd actually rather play this Pelakra Predation than McKindy Stampede. I don't know, maybe that's incorrect. If they have like the, I guess if they have the party draw spell, that would probably be wrong. But I think I do want to vanquish this Core Celebrant here. Yeah. Pretty sure that's what I want to do. They put 2 cards on top. Okay, so let's go ahead and vanquish Core Celebrant. Play a land. I'm going to hold off playing these MDFCs right now, since I do think this could end up being a pretty long, grindy game, and I might just need the value from these as spells. Like, I kind of really want to cast this Pelakra Predation this next turn. All right, so they're just running out of Royal Mage for the for that value. So let's go ahead and play Relic Vial. And at this point, I do believe that I want to start running these out. Swing with Core Celebrant. Sure, that's fine. So having the extra mana to go with the Relic Vial is why I'm not as worried now about playing out Pelakra Caverns and McKindy Stampede. But let's go ahead and Nahiri's Binding Falconer. Get that out of the way. Malakir Blood Priest. And I guess while I can, I'll just attack with this Expedition Healer as well as the Core Celebrant. I assume they block the healer with Tazim Royal Mage. But I think this is correct. Okay, so they get their Merfolk Falconer. Get a Scry 2 twice whenever they kick a spell as well. So let's go ahead and just sacrifice Malakir Blood Priest here. If I get an untapped land, that's fine. Now I get to run out Marauding Blight Priest. Okay, that's very good. So now I will play the McKindy Stampede. That way next turn I have Thwart the Grave with 2 mana for this Relic Vial up. And this should get close to ending the game. Getting to thwart back these 2. And then that's... Okay, Field Research, that's fine actually. Like, I don't even think that's that big of a deal. And my opponent can't attack me right here with this Falconer. Because if they take 3 or 4 damage from these guys attacking next turn, they're just in big, big trouble. So I think, okay, scries 2 to the bottom. Scries 2 to the bottom, draws 3. So they like got a close to draw 7 right there with that Field Research. So let's go ahead and thwart these 2 back. Yeah, and then I just get to sacrifice this Blood Priest to this Relic Vial, training my opponent for 2. If they have the Oblivion, Journey to Oblivion or whatever, that'll be a bit annoying. Okay, maybe it's just a healer to make it a cheaper Journey to Oblivion. No, Squad Commander. Okay, so I still think I'm going to find Spot. Oh, because this is a rogue. Sure. So that's fine. I just get a Relic Vial, sacrifice Blood Priest. Like, I still think I'm going to find Spot. Okay, Null Priest of Oblivion. Wow. That was a sweet draw. So I get to Null Priest. Then I get to... If I Core Celebrant... I think if I Null Priest I can win, actually, right? Because 1, 2, 3 triggers of life gain. And then I get to sack something with Relic Vial. I just like attack with Expedition Healer. So this should end the game. So I get a Null Priest, get back Malakir Blood Priest. And then I swing with Expedition Healer. Yep. Get the trigger of life gain even if they just block with 1. And then, yeah, I guess they weren't literally dead there. But, damn close to it. And they would have had to answer my Relic Vial and my Marauding Blight Priest. So I think I'll just run it back like that. I don't think I want Silencer. Let's just do that. Don't really need Smite. I don't consider Party like a big creatures deck. Alrighty. I think I'm going to keep this. With the spare supplies and everything that's going on with this hand, I think it's powerful enough that I want to just take the upside of like drawing a land in my first, like 2 draws is the most important, but then like I get so many more draws after that, like getting up to 3 lands I think is like reasonable. I would just run out Blood Priest this next turn if I don't draw a land, but if I do, I'm happy to play a Core Celebrant. Okay, so that means I can... No, I don't want to crack that. So let's go ahead and do this and Relic Vial. And now I get... Okay, and that's fine. I'll take a bit of a beating here early, but... Okay, sweet. So I get to now Malakir Blood Priest. I can block Expedition Healer. I can sack stuff to Relic Vial. This should be fine. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's very nice. I get to counter their Chilling Trap and draw a card because of this Relic Vial. That's just too strong. So let's crack the spare supplies and hope for a plains here. I'm split even here. That's another swamp though. I mean, like, it was a little greedy on the keep with just a Palaka Caverns. But this is just downright bad luck. Like, I now have 6 of my 9 black sources and 0 of my 9 white sources. So, yeah. That's not great. That's not great right there. Double white card. Like, I actually have a chance to get back into this if I can just get... If I can just get, like, a plains my next draw. If I went, like, plains... Yeah, Tazeen Royal Mage getting back Skyclave Plunder or something like that. Ton of cards for my opponent. But if I went plains and then drew a plains after that as well, I could be in a very fine spot in this match. Nope. Okay, so plains number 1. Got it. So I get to go Core Celebrant. And then I guess even just that single plains is good. A second plains, though, would really help with like this Attended Healer. They're only going to get in for like 1 damage here. Oh, okay, so I'll block Royal Mage. If they have some sort of shenanigans for this, I can just draw an extra card here. So that's not that big of a deal. Okay. Do need a plains or a black card, though. Need a bunch of extra, just like white cards doesn't really get me anywhere. Sure. Okay. That's fine. Okay, so Linvala means that I just have to... I have to Deadly Alliance Linvala pretty much right now. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so if they have the pump spell, I'm dead. It's not a very likely card for most decks to play. So... Okay, let's try to kill Linvala. Yep. So you're saying there's a chance. Like, really living on the edge here, but I do have a chance to win this game. And, like, I have another Core Celebrant in hand. That's fine. Sure, that's fine as well. Probably should have done it on Core Celebrant. Yeah, probably should have done that on Core Celebrant. It's a card that I don't like. It's a creature that I don't want to sacrifice, right? So that was good for me. And now I get to run out another Core Celebrant here, Mesa Lynx, and that's not good for my opponent. Like, they have a Skyclave Plunder in hand, which is fine for them, right? They're going to draw a handful of more cards, but I get to go... I think I want to gain more life than drain more. So, Core Celebrant. The question is, I think I do want a Marauding Blight Priest here. There we go. So now I have like a significant clock on my opponent. Still not hitting the okay, Merfolk Falconer, but I'm not terribly concerned about that. I know they have a Skyclave Plunder as well in hand, but with all the life that I'll be gaining at this point, I'm not super concerned about this Merfolk Falconer. So let's go ahead and Seagate Banneret. Vanquish the weak Core Celebrant. I messed this turn up, so I'm gonna do it like that now. Vanquish the weak Core Celebrant. I should have just Null Priest of Oblivion, I believe. But on my opponent's turn, then I'm going to Relic Vial, sack a cat, and yeah, I should have just Null Priest to get back Core Celebrant right there. So Skyclave Plunder, not that big of a deal. They got Warrior, Cleric, Wizard. They need a rogue to be able to have a full party, but I'm going to be able to end this game pretty darn quickly. Like, this is going to gain me 3 life, drain my opponent for 3 when I sacrifice a cat, and draw me a card. So it's going to be 2 mana, gain 3, lose 3, draw a card. And that's something that I'm into, believe it or not. Okay, so opponent holds back with that Falconer because they kind of see the writing on the wall here. Okay. Play a land, kick Null Priest, get back a Core Celebrant. And ooh-wee, is this going to be good. So I get back the Core Celebrant. I get to just like do a massive amount of damage to my opponent here. Okay. Pass the turn. This was a game that I was just hanging on by a thread. And I'm just like dominating right now, even though my opponent has just drawn an incredible amount of extra cards. So Glasspool Mimic gets to copy Falconer. Then they get a, if they have like the other party creature. So they had a sick party deck, but Black-White Cleric's too strong. Too strong. Yep. Sure. So they get a squad commander, get 4 1/1s. But yeah, I'm just going to sacrifice a cat here. So I could Binding and then Angel Heart Protector to like at least get an attack in with like Blight Priest, Null Priest, a couple other things. But yeah, like that was kind of a spot where I just effectively had that one locked up, and it was just like, what's the like tightest play that I can make here, because I'm kind of just winning this match if I don't just completely fuck up. So that was like I guess Angel Heart Protector, Expedition Healer. I guess just casting all my stuff would have won right there. If I had 10 mana, I could have gone cast, swing with all of my cats, and then like the two things that I Angel Heart protected, and then sack something. Like that would have been more than lethal just that turn because of Relic Vials and Blight Priests and... Well, I'm doing it. I'm drawing the Relic Vials and Blight Priest and Attended Healer that I need to be able to win matches. So far so good. Yeah, kept a bit of a shaky one right there, but ended up with the 2-0 and something I will not complain about. Yeah, that was sweet. That was sweet. Ooh. Feel free to fast forward till the till the next match starts. 2.5 minutes waiting for an opponent here. Not the most exciting thing, but that's the great thing about YouTube, right? We're just gonna zip right through the unexciting parts. And we got a match. Sweet. great hand. I think I'm just going to open on Kitesail Cleric. I think this is exactly the kind of hand that I just want to go like Kitesail Cleric, Null Priest of Oblivion, and just like pick away at my opponent. McKinley Stampede changes that though. I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and then I can Core Celebrant, Blight Priest. Ooh. Let's do that though. Let's Core Celebrant first. I don't know if that's correct to Core Celebrant first because it's possible that Blight Priest can push more damage, but I guess if this is like the 2/1 landfall critter, then this is actually a good thing that I'm using Core Celebrant because I can actually get an attack in for 1 this next turn instead. So I get to go, ooh, okay. Yeah, sure. I will Marauding Blight Priest. Swing with Kitesail Cleric here. Yeah, Relic Vial should be good. I think I'll just run it out next turn if I can. I guess it would just be like fight spells that they would have, or bite spells. Crack spare supplies, though. It's got to be a good thing. Yeah, it's just a 1-mana rogue. I guess they could search for a land as well. For 1 mana? Okay, so it's the rogue. Alright, so I will run out Relic Vial. That way I'm getting triggers every time something dies. And then just keep chipping away here. And I do like this spot that I'm in quite a bit. Well, don't mind Swarm Shambler. Don't mind Diviner. Let's go ahead and Vanquish Diviner. Get in with Cleric. I think it's going to be important. This is going to be one of those games that's probably going to come down to like the last couple pips of damage. So, ooh, an extra land. An extra card. That is a land, please. So yeah, I just want to make sure to get like every little nibble of damage in with this Kitesail Cleric. Got my player rewards packs. What a treat. What a treat. Sure, and they decide that they're going to do the same with Blight Blade because I am not, or they don't want to be involved in this race for too long. But yeah, going Core Celebrant and having this Marauding Blight Priest out is just so good. So now I get to chip away with Kitesail Cleric. Malakir Blood Priest is going to be 3 more drain triggers. Sure, Chilling Trap, that's fine. They know what's up. It's going to be it's going to be getting down to like the last pips of damage. So opponent wants to make sure that they're going to be competitive in that race. Reclaim the Wastes, 2 lands. But this is really good for me. Like, next turn, I just get to go Malakir Blood Priest or Nahiri's Binding, leave up Relic Vial, I think is how I'll handle it. Okay, so they might have Omnath in their deck, which would be serious trouble when it comes to trying to win the battle of draining my opponent out. But let's go ahead and do this. Okay. Get in with Kitesail Cleric. I will probably sacrifice this Malakir Blood Priest end of turn. And then maybe draw into something. Yeah, if they went Omnath here and then land and went up to 11, that would be... Okay, so that's not the case. So that's probably game there then. I get to just sacrifice Malakir Blood Priest and chip in with Kitesail Cleric. And honestly, if they killed Kitesail Cleric, I would win the game with Thwart the Grave. So, probably pretty good. So what can I do here? Angel Heart Protector would drain for 2. Okay, so that's probably good enough. So Angel Heart Protector on Marauding Blight Priest, which means I get a crack in with that. Which means they have to chump block something to it. Yeah, I guess I wasn't even thinking there. Just Null Priest of Oblivion, kicking that, and getting back Malakir Blood Priest would have won the game. But it should be pretty hard for me to lose this one. Omnath doesn't do it now. So that's 8. That means that'd be like an Ondu inversion. Yeah, let's go ahead and block here. Let's just block like this, actually. Yep. Ondu inversion would actually lose my opponent the game as well. Because it would kill all my creatures. And Relic Vials on the battlefield for when those triggers happen. But that's good enough. I don't know if I want this Smite in here. I don't think I do. I didn't see anything so far that's scary enough. Now, that being said, my opponent is playing a 4-color deck, and like it kind of feels like they're going to have Omnath in it, but it could just be like Royal Eruption or something like that. That only costs 1 red mana, and it's a fine card to like splash for in a kicker deck. So, we'll see. Sure, spare supplies. Maybe I can get in with this Blood Priest for a turn. Nope. All right, so this is the kind of draw that's like, okay, this is why my Cleric's deck isn't that good. I just don't have anything going for me with this draw. But we'll see. See how this shakes out. Password Surge. You got it, boss. I think I'm going to Nahiri's Binding here. Maybe a little spewy, but like this is the kind of hand where it's just like, if I'm never able to get through, I'm probably going to lose to the 4-color deck that has all 4 colors that also has a bunch of extra cards. So I'm going to like go ahead and try to do as much as I can to push the pace this match. And if it means Nahiri's Binding on a Marasa Brute, it means a Nahiri's Binding on a Marasa Brute. Sure, Florahedron. Yep. Okay. Alright. Well, I prefer to not cast McKindy Stampede next turn. How about I just draw the healer? If I just drew the healer, that would be excellent. The guy, and by healer, I'm not sure I'm thinking of the right creature, or I'm saying the right name for the creature, but the guy that gets the 1/1 cats every time you gain a life, for the first time each turn at least. So Say opponents really figuring out how to cast that card, but they have a warrior and a wizard, so they essentially get a draw 5 at this point. Probably is going to put me far enough behind where I won't have much of a chance to win this, but I'll try. I have a decent attack next turn at least with casting McKindy Stampede, swinging in with team. Especially if they don't cast any other creatures or do anything to my stuff, but that land, that's probably unlikely. Okay, Veteran Adventurer. Yeah. Okay. Wasn't quite the healer. Let's see. What's the name of that card? Attended Healer. Yep, Turn Timber Aesthetic is not good for me. Reclaim the Waste just thins out my deck even further. Yeah, just getting further and further behind in this one. And this is kind of what I feared with not many life gain payoffs, is instead I just end up with kind of shit like this, where it's just like crummy creatures plus a McKindy Stampede. So let's scoop it up. Yeah, that was not going anywhere. Oof. Smite the Monstrous is definitely coming in over an Angel Heart Protector, I believe. And I think that's it. Do I want Drawn a Silencer? I guess is the big question. It's -2/-2 typically. I don't think I saw enough creatures that Drawn a Silencer sounds that appealing. So let's go ahead and do that. Well, another hand that's just kind of one of those, yeah, it's keepable. No, it's not terribly impressive, but hopefully this Deadly Alliance can answer a good creature. And an Expedition Healer is a good draw there. Won't complain about that. Sweet. All right, well, that's actually pretty good now. Like, I'm able to get some pressure on my opponent early with this hand. Hopefully, like, vanquish just like a... Ooh. Spare Supplies is their turn. I was pretty excited about that. I was thinking that I was going to have a nice little just like free attack. Don't even have to vanquish anything. I do, but Exhibition Diviner... Let's just kill it. That's a little rough because there's probably more threatening creatures for me to kill coming up. But at the same time, I do just want to get that off the board. Like, okay, so this isn't an Omnath. Like, Turn Timber Aesthetic is kind of what I'm talking about here. So let's go ahead and Rotting Blight Priest. Run out of land. I get him for 2 with this. But, like, now I don't have an answer to the Turn Timber Aesthetic. And could put me in an iffy spot. Wow. Especially if they have some ways to throw some 1/1 counters on their creatures. Yeah. This is not good. This is not good now. I was trying to sneak in before my opponent could really build a board out here, and they've got the board now, or at least enough of a board to stop me. And yeah, if they have like the kicker get lands, put 1/1 counters. Oof. Okay, That is very, very good. Okay, so Attended Healer is actually the kind of card that gives me a shot here. My opponent doesn't have any lands, though. So I just don't want to see this Horn Beetle going off. Okay, Reclaim the Waste. So my guess is that next turn is the Horn Beetle turn. So if I swing here with Team, I think that's kind of what I have to do. They might even have the -4/-0 spell. Shit. Okay. Let's do this. So we know opponent has... Those Island Reveals Plains. We know they got something. I think it's an island. I think opponent has another island in hand here. And I can thwart back. Yeah, so they're just trying to have an even better turn with this Attended Healer. Or, excuse me, with this Iridescent Horn Beetle. Oof. I think I just have to thwart back. Healer Seagate Banneret. This is just going to be brutal, though. My opponent's going to make 8 1/1s here. So I effectively need to hit a Relic Vial. Relic Vial or Blight Priest are going to be my big game changers here. Oh, wow. Okay, yeah, I will... I see what's going on. Okay, so I'll block here, 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 here. Okay. Let's give this lifelink. And, okay, so this is what my opponent was going for. I was just making sure that they had to use it this turn, but my opponent has the Ondu inversion. Pretty sure that's what's going on. Yep. Okay. So I'm in trouble. There's a Marauding Blight Priest. God dang it. And I was wondering why my opponent hadn't done a ton this game. And that explains it. Just kind of waiting on an Ondu inversion to try to seal this up. I have like a tiny bit of removal for the Shepherd of Heroes. I have some more Core Celebrants. Malakir Blood Priest is fine. What I just really need, if I can hit Relic Vial or the or kick the ooh. Wow. That's so good. Okay. I have a Relic Vial. Thank you, opponent. Skyclave Plunder, sure. So, drawing a Core Celebrant would win me the game. I believe. My opponent's getting down to it on cards as well. They must have Omnath, right? Draga Visionary. That's not that. So I'm just going to sack this right now. Boom, boom. Draw a card. Smite the Monstrous. So I can actually pick off Omnath now prior to it doing anything, but Malakir Blood Priest wins the match. Whoo-wee! Well, anyways, got there. Thanks everybody for watching. If you enjoyed the YouTube video, make sure to subscribe to the channel for more YouTube action whenever I get the shot. Take care, and I will be back soon for more videos.